Hello friends, welcome back. Today we're going to work on a Christmas card. We're going to do a Christmas card once a month for this entire year. We're going to use two Tim Holtz stamp sets from last year. We've got the Bold Tidings Mini and one of the Joann exclusive mini sets. I'm going to stamp this with archival coffee because I don't want it to be black. I'm going to mount this onto a craft card. This is Distress watercolor cardstock, and I have the textured side up because I want the texture. So we're using two images out of this set. This lovely berry branch and the little holly berries. And we're going to stamp onto this watercolor paper. Probably will need two, maybe even three go rounds here. Let's find out. Yep, see this part right here. Right there in the kind of the middle. Apparently I'm not getting enough pressure on. All right. Okay, let's pick some colors here. So the colors we're going to use are Peacock Feathers, Peeled Paint, Rustic Wilderness, Picket Fence, Mustard Seed, Candied Apple, and Barn Door. So first thing I'm going to do, let's go in to these here. I'm just going to color a little bit of this barn door right onto the leaf. Very haphazardly. I'll go in with our water brush. Just blend that around. And we're going to go out of the line some because I want this to be very loose and watercolor painterly. So I'm just going to go out of the lines a little bit. So we've got our base coat of green on those leaves. And then for the holly branch, I'm going to use straight up Rustic Wilderness because holly berry leaves are very dark and very glossy green. I'll probably go over this a few times. Make sure it's good and bold. Then again, we'll go on out into the rest of it there. Okay, now these berries, I'm going to hit them with the mustard seed. Again, just messy. Blend it. A little bit of that mustard seed out. And then our holly berries. We're going to do Candied Apple and Barn Door on them. So I'm going to go with the Candied Apple first. Give it a little blend. And then I'm going to take what's on this brush and just kind of touch it to these yellow ones. blend it a little bit. A little extra contrast and color in them, so they're not so one-dimensional. Now we're going to go with the candied apple. Make our brush a little squeezy. Okay, I like what I have so far. But I need to go back in with this Rustic Wilderness onto this holly leaf. And I'm taking the wet brush right to the pencil this time. So it comes off a little more concentrated, a little more bold, a little darker. And then I'm just gonna go in kind of with what's left on this brush. Add a little shading. Not a lot, just a little. And then just in with a little water again. All right, so all of our leaves and stuff are done. I'm gonna add water to this, just kind of everywhere. This is why I used watercolor paper, because I wanted to kind of make a mess. Nope, come back. So I'm gonna go to peacock feathers with my wet water brush. And we're going to add some peacock feathers in here. Then let's go in with a little Rustic Wilderness, and we'll do the same. I really like the way the Rustic Wilderness looks when it's kind of watered out. It's got some blue tone in it that comes out, and I really like that. Yeah, let's pick another blue to go with this. How about, ooh, some shaded lilac, not blue, a little lilac. That should be really pretty in there. So wet your paper and then take your wet brush to the watercolor crayon, and you get a really nice soft look to the pigment that way. If you're using a water brush, you can always squeeze and add more water. If you're using a regular brush, just drop water in. And let's go back in with this peacock feathers again, because I'm a fan. Okay, now I'm going to take this peacock feathers and speckle it. I'm going to repeat with some Rustic Wilderness. All right, so here's what we have. Fiddle with it a little bit. Once this is dry, I'm going to come in and stamp it again, because sometimes these distress pencils dry a little chalky. I want to make sure my lines are good and crisp, and then we will add our sentiment. Okay, so this is pretty much dry, and I decided I wanted to put some gold flecks on it. So I've got my little cup of Daniel Smith gold watercolor. This is what I always do my gold splatter with. And just a fan brush. Let's do a little gold on there. All right, we'll let this dry and then we'll put our card together. Our panel is dry. Look how pretty that is. So now we need to decide how far we're going to cut it down. How much of the craft card do we want to see? I think maybe we go down one more. Let's see. Nope, two more. Let's go down two more. So we're going to use, let's see, number 1, 2, 3, 4, number 5 in. And we're going to tape this down so it stays put. Because sometimes they like to shift, and I don't want this to shift. No shifting. Okay, I'll be right back with this cut out. All right, let's put our die back on the sheet. You know what? I don't think I need to stamp this a second time. I think it looks pretty good. But I do want to ink the edges, I think. Now let's do a little vintage photo. Kind of grunge up those edges a little. Just a little. Vintage photo is such a warm brown. That's my favorite. I always say it's the best brown in all the land. And I think it looks really nice with the gold too. There we go. So there's our lovely background panel. Look, isn't that going to be pretty? Oh yes, it's going to be so pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay, so I want to stamp the sentiment right on the card. I know, I'm being brave or stupid. I'm not sure which, but it's going right on there. And we're going to do You Be of Good Cheer. Right about there. Turn it the right way. That always helps, doesn't it? Okay, we're going to use the same archival copy to stamp the sentiment that we used to stamp the florals. And I'm imagining this is going to take a few stampings. Let's see what we have there. Actually, that's not too bad, is it? Oh, yes. Okay, I'm going to do one more just to make sure I'm really happy, but that's it. Oh, yeah, that makes me happy. Okay. Now for the inside, I'm just going to fold this back. And hold it down. We're going to add this. So the bigger sprig that's on the front, I'm gonna put that on the inside as well. Do it again because I didn't press down very well. Whoa. Right there. And then we need our sentiments. And have yourself a merry little Christmas. Go right there. Look how cute that's gonna be. Okay. Let's pick it up. Ink it up. Let's do another. And let's do a third. Yes. All right, let's get our fold back down where it belongs since I folded it back. There we go. This is going to be a flat card. Wet glue for watercolor paper. Trust me on this. We're just gonna glue this sweetie pie down. That looks about right, doesn't it? Alrighty, friends, here's our Christmas card for this week. And you know, sometimes simple is good. This is a pretty simple card, but easily mass producible, and I think I will be making more. So we used 2 Holtz stamp sets. This is one of the Joann's exclusives that comes with the stencil. I don't know the number of this one because I didn't label it, sorry. And then the Stampers Anonymous Bold Tidings Mini from winter 2022. Distress watercolor pencils, archival ink, and a little distress vintage photo. Very simple, but very cute. Y'all have a lovely day. Remember, be excellent to each other and go make something. Bye-bye.